Our next question, Patty, you will have the first 2 minutes on this. Are we strict enough on gun laws? For what reason should people be allowed to possess a semi-automatic rifle? You have 2 minutes.
Are you talking about an AK? What are you talking about? An
Well, I
AR-15?
think that's the big, the one that's in the news the
Okay.
most here recently.
Well,
AR.
Pardon me?
AR.
Yeah,
AR.
that's why I said
An
AR.
AR,
Yeah, AR-15. Okay, there goes 15 seconds. But anyway, so what I want you to know is that I believe in reasonable common sense gun laws. I believe in background checks. I believe in red flag laws, so that if somebody is a family member is concerned about another family member and thinks that that family member should not be carrying a weapon, then I think that they should be able to petition the court, and so should the police. And my opponent has voted against the concealed carry ban that the police were supporting because that was for permitless carry and carrying weapons without training. So as far as the AR-15s, I do not think children need to be carrying those. I think that there need to be reasonable gun restrictions and age limits. And if an 18-year-old wants to carry an AR-15, please sign up for the military. We need them. We need a voluntary, fabulous draft of people. But again, remember that not everybody who signs up for the military is accepted, and not everybody who has signed up for the military is allowed to carry a weapon of war like that. So again, we have to find reasonable restrictions. We have to move forward and protect our communities. My opponent wants to arm the teachers in our schools, and that's one of his solutions to gun violence in this country. The teachers do not want to be armed. They do not want to be carrying weapons. And we must make better determination on how to best protect our citizens. He's voted against the police 5 of 6 bills while in Congress. 5 of 6 bills that the police supported, he voted against. More on that later.
Mike, 2 minutes on this.
Well, I'll start with, I'm proud to be the only candidate in this race that has the support of the Lincoln Police Union, the state fraternal order of police, and law enforcement officers, and almost every sheriff in the 1st Congressional District. Let's talk about the Second Amendment. She wants to talk about restricting gun use. There is an amendment that protects the citizens from its own government. It's the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. I do not support infringing upon the rights of lawful Nebraska citizens, gun owners, that want to exercise their right under the Second Amendment to own a gun. We have to talk about mass shootings. We have to talk about school security. I am for making improvements to schools, elementary schools, preschools, K-12, post-secondary educational facilities to make sure that we have the brick and mortar improvements that we need to make sure those places are safe. But what she's leaving out, and what I want to really emphasize, is that we have a mental health issue in the United States. We started deinstitutionalizing people, which had a lot of benefits, but we do not have enough capacity for long-term, secure care. We have fewer beds at the regional center today than we had 20 years ago. Like 10% of the capacity we used to have is now available. If you are homicidal, if you are suicidal, and you cannot be treated effectively in the community, we have to make sure that we have the resources at the state level to make sure that you have a locked, secure care environment until your mental health improves or you are not a danger to society. I have more to say on this topic, but I want to respect the time limits and look forward to the discussion.
Okay, appreciate that. Let's move on.
I had a couple things on that to respond.
Okay, let's do it just for these first few, but,
Okay.
We want to get to as many topics as possible.
Okay, thank you. So, I support the Second Amendment. I support my family who hunt and use guns in a reasonable way or who want to protect their homes. Antonin Scalia said, the conservative Justice Scalia said, not every gun in every place at every time. So my opponent just talked about mental health, and he voted against mental health for the school teachers in the schools, and he voted against mental health dollars to help the police. There is only one police department with a mental health program in Nebraska.
30 seconds.
The NRA looked at both of our records. They offered to do interviews. They grade us on a report card. I got an A. Patty Pansy Brooks got an F. that tells you where she stands with gun owners in the state of Nebraska. The other thing I would tell you is that as it relates to arming teachers, I said that is up to the local school board. And if the local school board decides that history teacher, who is also an off-duty police officer, can carry during the day, if the superintendent and the school board agree, then it's permitted. So I think it's important to clarify that. Thank you.